What Halo am I playing? Some development build of Halo Reach? A modded version of Halo 3? Any guesses? It's actually a modded version of Halo 1. Some of you may have already known that, but somehow a modder and YouTuber known as Altehros, I could be pronouncing it wrong, but I'm calling him Altehros for the rest of this video, was able to pimp out the CE engine to such a fine-tuned degree that I personally find it hard to tell which Halo I'm playing. He got my attention with these incredible Halo versus Halo videos, pitting the artificial intelligence from the different games against one another. After scrolling through a few of his videos, I found his 2020 mod pack, and that's what I'm reviewing today. After talking to Altehros himself, take these as early impressions, as future mod content featuring updated versions of these maps will surely become available down the line. I'll still link the mod down below for those wondering. Going down the list, we have Janus Ops 1 and 2, which starts you out of a drop pod surrounded by Covenant who are pretty vicious and ready to kill you. After you fight through a valley and kill a Banshee, there's a tank, and you use that to fight wraiths, hunters, and all sorts of enemies before you reach this pretty well modeled city. It feels like a Reach or ODST mission somewhat, which leads me to Janus Ops 2. This seems pretty early on in development, but it looks fantastic, some parts of it having it look like a 360 era Halo game, which is super impressive, and if you have ever been curious what fighting the Flood in Halo Reach could play like, well, this is your map. Featuring segments reminiscent of Cortana from Halo 3, super fun 2 missions, and a great way to start out the map pack. Test Fight is where Altehros has some of his AI battles, as I mentioned, which I recommend everyone to check out. I'll have links below in the description. There isn't much here but the ability to float and a few MOAs, so let's move on to the missions originally shipped in Halo CE. Halo is the first traditional mission in this map pack, having the additions of jetpack, MOAs, highly enhanced enemy AI, weapons from Reach and Halo 2 Anniversary, highly detailed graphics, more new enemy encounters, and much more overall Reach-esque feel, more than a Combat Evolved. Comparing it to Winter Contingency on Halo Reach, I'm surprised how close these two get in terms of look and feel, which will be a trend going forward. Truth and Reconciliation has you starting out with ODSTs who are ready to kick some ass. The ODST visor, overhauled graphics, and it feels like you're playing the original map in the framework of Halo Reach. I'd say here's where the battle rifle really comes into its own, as well as the silenced SMG. Winter 10 is up next. From the start, it's very similar to the arc on Halo 3, the visuals are as well, and even though it has a lot of Reach assets, it still comes out feeling more like Halo 3 overall. So while we wait for that game to come to Master Chief Collection, this is definitely going to tide a few people over. It's super challenging, so if you're a pro player, I highly recommend you play this map. Assault on the Control Room. What can be said about this level that hasn't been said already? Probably one of the best, most epic levels in the original campaign. It's got all the same enhancements as the other levels mentioned, but in the Reach framework. The only problem I have is the bloom on the snow is a little bit too intense, but the Gauss Sniper, that thing kicks freaking ass. So for that alone, it's worth a try. As I said, these mods are pretty early in progress, so by the next mod pack, I'd expect these maps to be even better and more finely tuned.
Which means that any organism with sufficient
2 Betrayals is funky. This is probably the most tweaked out of the original levels, featuring everything from Halo 3's sandbox, including some things cut from Halo 2, like the Flood Super Carrier. The visuals on this mission are just jaw-dropping. I'll let the cutscene play out in full for you guys to see, but my god, is this impressive.
Unfortunately, my usefulness to this particular endeavor has come to an end. Protocol does not allow units with my classification to perform a task as important as the reunification of the index with the core. That final step is reserved for you, Reclaimer. Odd. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, really?
Cortana.
I've spent the last 12 hours cooped up in here watching you toady about, helping that thing get set to slit our throats.
Hold on now. He's a friend.
Oh, I didn't realize. He's your pal, is he? Your chum? Do you have any idea what that bastard almost made you do?
Yes. Activate Halo's defenses and destroy the Flood, which is why we brought the Index to the control center.
You mean this?
A construct in the core? That is absolutely unacceptable.
Sod off!
What impertinence! I shall purge you at once!
You sure that's a good idea?
How dare you? Oh!
Do what? I have the Index. You can just float and sputter.
Enough! The Flood is spreading. If we activate Halo's defenses, we can wipe them out.
You have no idea how this ring works, do you? Why the Forerunners built it? Halo doesn't kill Flood. It kills their food. Humans, Covenant, whatever. We're all equally edible. The only way to stop the Flood is to starve them to death. And that's exactly what Halo is designed to do. Wipe the galaxy clean of all sentient life. You don't believe me? Ask him.
Is it true?
More or less. Technically, this installation's pulse has a maximum effective radius of 25,000 light years. But once the others follow suit, this galaxy will be quite devoid of life. Or at least any life with sufficient biomass to sustain the Flood. But you already knew that. I mean, how couldn't you?
Left out that little detail, did he?
We have followed outbreak containment procedure to the letter. You were with me each step of the way as we managed this crisis.
Chief, I'm picking up movement.
Why would you hesitate to do what you've already done?
We need to go. Right now.
Last time you asked me, if it were my choice, would I do it? Having had considerable time to ponder your query, my answer has not changed. There is no choice. We must activate the ring.
Get us out of here.
If you are unwilling to help, I will simply find another. Still, I must have the Index. Give your construct to me, or I will be forced to take her from you.
That's not going to happen.
So be it. Save his head. Dispose of the rest.
Look out. And to calculate the pulse's range. So, if we damage or destroy these generators, the monitor will need to repair them.
This looks like Halo 3, plays like it, and it can honestly pass as it to most people. I couldn't recommend it enough.
With a nav point.
Project Lumaria was, from what I can tell, one of the first Halo CE custom mission packs back in the day. I've tried it a few times, like in SPV 3.2, and this is the first time I've found it interesting / fun enough to play all the way through. It brings a lot of the later Halo map designs into the classic engine, but with Altehros' addition, I think it's even better than it's ever been before. The first episode has you fighting through these beautiful vistas looking for a scientist. Once you do, there's a final battle between you and an elite that has a lot of backup, sort of as a boss fight. It's pretty fun while being very visually impressive. It's got a mix of Halo 3 / Reach assets in a great way, so I'd say this deserves a play, as well as the rest of Project Lumaria. I'll leave a few maps secret for those who download the map pack, but overall, I give it an 8.9 out of 10. You get so much new, fresh Halo content for the price of free. You get to see the engine push to its absolute limits, and it's an experience I'd say you can only find from Altehros. He works on these every day, so I'd imagine them to get better in the future. I'll leave links down below, so give them a subscribe, download these mods, and maybe like, share, and subscribe here while you're at it. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
picking up lots of movement. Wait a second. What the heck are those?